Hey Sam. Hey. How is everybody doing? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, guys. Just trying to get set here. Okay. Hey guys. Hello everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you're having an amazing one. I hope you're having a good. I hope you had a good week. It's an exciting day today. Hope you guys are good. Hope you're good. Yeah, we're just out here to celebrate, to talk about talk about Newspring music and talk about my rock. I hope you've listened to it. If you're on here and you haven't listened to it, please you need to go and look for it. How are you guys doing? How was your week? Please just put in the chat. Maybe a phrase that describes your week. Was it stressful? Was it chill? It was a short week, so I'm guessing it was chill for some people. But yeah, we're excited. We're excited. New My Rock is out on all platforms, on YouTube, on Instagram, not Instagram, on YouTube, on Apple Music, on Amazon, on Spotify. Please check it out and please help support and help share. Share with friends. It will bless people. I've been listening to it all day today. Such an amazing, such an inspiration. But yeah, I'm seeing some things on hectic week, hectic but blessed. It's Friday, not bad, good. Longest short week. Okay. Awesome. Please tell a friend, tag a friend, just so they can join, and yeah, we'll get it cracking today. We just wanted to talk. I wanted to talk to a few friends about this song that we just released. Please check it out if you haven't, and it's on YouTube as well. All right. Anything exciting happening with anybody? Anything exciting? Anything exciting? All right, I'm bringing up our first guest here. Let's see. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, so I have Dolapo on the live. Everybody give a shout out to Dolapo. She was the lead singer on My Rock. How do you feel?
Ooh, Wow. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you very much, Dominique, for having me. I feel over the moon. Um, I don't know how to place my feelings right now. It's all over the place. People are telling me, "Oh my God, I the one!" On the track, and I'm like, yeah, "I'm the one."
Wow.
And I don't. I'm still trying to process everything, but
Yeah.
I thank God for being able to be part of this project. I'm really
Wow.
grateful.
Wow. No, no, thank you for being a part of it. Everybody that I sent the song like links to friends and to family, and everybody's like, wow, wow, wow. I'm blessed by this song. I'm inspired by this song. So I wanted to say thank you for for availing yourself, for being there, and for pushing yourself. Really, really good stuff. I have a question. Is this your first like recording, or
Uh,
have you done like recordings in the past?
I did one a couple of years ago, 2016. It was an
Okay.
album that we worked on. I
Yeah.
worked on like maybe two or three songs, but the song was in the studio. It
Okay.
was yeah, what I have. It was an amazing experience, but
Hmm.
it made me see doing music in a different light.
Right. Right.
Being able to sing and having a good voice and whatnot, you have to put in the work. That was when I
Hmm.
knew, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
celeb thing, they're doing a hard work because
Yes.
you could do one verse for 2 hours,
Yeah.
you know, until you get a prompt and that okay, yeah, that's good.
Wow. Okay. So this was like your second major recording experience, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay. So some people may not really know you. Can you just in like 1 minute tell us about yourself? What do you do?
Um,
Just yeah.
my name is Dolapo. You could call me Deborah. A lot of people call me Deborah, but some people also know me as Dolapo. I am 25. I um, I have a background in the legal field, but right now I'm doing healthcare.
So
Follow,
no more law school or
God, I'm still, you know what? I'm still working on it. I'm trying to really decide
okay.
what I want to do
Yeah.
between law and healthcare.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a decision that I'm still working on, and I'm really praying
Hmm.
about. It's a
Okay.
lifetime decision, right?
Yeah.
Um, but if you just want to go later and say, okay, I want to change, but it's not that easy. So I just want to be stable
Yeah.
and give my all to it. Um, and COVID was one of the factors that really changed everything for me.
Okay.
Still
Yeah.
working on it. Yeah, I live in Hamilton, Ontario.
Yeah.
I lived in two provinces before I
Yeah.
moved here,
Yeah.
but it's been a roller coaster. I won't sit here and say it's been rosy all the way, but
Yeah.
what has been good to me, and that's the most important thing. I'm still here.
Exactly. Exactly. Do you see yourself doing more music, more ministry in future?
Um, yes, I do. I do.
Full,
Um,
like full time?
that's a hard one. If at the end of the day it's all um up to God. Like I'm not being lazy by saying it's God's will, but honestly, it's I see it as what God wants me to do at the end of the day, because you might have a certain plan for yourself and God says
Yeah.
no, do something else. So
Yeah.
personally I would love to, my mom was an alto singer when she was younger. She
Yeah.
used to play the violin. I
Wow.
remember when she would chase me and make me go learn the keyboard and I'll run away. And I wish
Wow.
I learned back then, but hey, it's not too late.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. So all that paid off, right? So growing up, you listened to a lot of music growing up, right?
Yes, I have an aunt called Auntie Esther Olaoye. I
Yeah.
don't know what her new surname is
Singer?
because,
Does she sing too?
oh, what an amazing. Auntie Esther, if you ever see this video, just know I love you, I miss you, and I can't wait to
Yeah.
catch up with you. Auntie Esther is she started me up on the likes of Ron Kennedy. As
Yeah.
early as 5, 6 years old, I would listen to the likes of Mariah Carey,
Yeah.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's what I really grew up around, that kind of voice.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I find that when I ad lib, it kind of like, sometimes I hear one of those two people in the way I sing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
need to back up. But
Yeah.
she is an amazing singer. She's phenomenal. She was the one that really started me on music. She
Yeah.
didn't necessarily teach me to sing, but everywhere I went to with her, you would
Yeah.
always hear people. So I grew up.
Hmm.
Uh, Anytime I hear them now, it's like nostalgia for me because it was a childhood experience.
Yeah.
My uncle too, my uncle Nathaniel. I come from a family of music, I would say,
I see.
not in my immediate family, but because my background, like my parents are pastors and my grandfather is a founder, so
Yeah.
was because he's dead. But so you have aunties in the choir, you have uncles playing the guitar. It's mainly the guitar you see them playing in my family. A lot of guitar players. You see the bass guitar. You see whatever whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
all the fingers as well. But yeah. So
So
I
all that like
around.
has influenced your vocabulary in music and your like your sound really, right?
Right. Right.
No, that's amazing. So for those that just joined, talking to Dolapo. Dolapo was is the lead singer on My Rock song that we just released. Newspring Music just released today. So if you haven't listened to it, please go check it out. It's on every platform. Just type. Just you can actually just go on our bio. So go click on Newspring Hamilton. Go on our bio. You see the link. You see all the links to all the different platforms. So yeah, we're so honored. We're so blessed to have you, Dolapo, and I think you did an amazing job. When you listen to the song, okay. Before we talk about listening to the song, how was it recording the song? Was it easy?
Oh,
And the
oh,
process leading into the recording.
um,
Can you talk
well,
about that? You heard the song before you recorded. How did it feel? And how you interpreted the song in a very nice way. Just talk about that.
I whenever I think about that song, the first thing that comes to mind is Psalm 91. And I went into that recording with that mindset. And this might sound cliche or very cheesy, but given the times we're in and the times that we recorded at COVID.
Yeah.
So I had to I had to let that sink in that God is actually our rock,
Yes.
not just in the pandemic, but in every area of our lives,
Yes.
especially for me. It was so relatable. Speaking about the recording, it was hectic. Oh, Tommy Day, everyone up here, just know Tommy Day grilled me. Oh, Tommy Day grilled the living hell out of me. Like, it was brutal, but I thank God because again, it's not just something that you're gonna record and put on your phone. It's something professional,
Yeah.
and so there has to be a certain standard or level of excellence that's
Yes. Excellence.
so
Yes.
at the end of the day, I'm grateful, but
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like I'm like, Tommy D,
So
oh
it was
Lord,
worth it. It was worth it. The stress was worth it. Yeah, I like what you said, excellence.
yeah,
And that's something that I think our generation we need to really step into and walk into. Excellence is there's no spirituality doesn't replace excellence,
right.
and excellence shouldn't replace spirituality. And
Mhm.
I'm going to be talking to our producer Sean um, like real soon. But Sean, I love working with Sean because he the way he thinks, like excellence is like one of his major and his team. So I really like the fact that you cut that, and I hope everyone that listens to it really feels that the vibe of excellence and is inspired to be excellent in everything that we do, especially for God. Everything we do for God, we need to do it in excellence. So I'm going to ask one more question before I let you go. What have you learned from this experience?
I have learned not to trivialize the gift
Yes.
and the grace of God upon my life. Um, for the most part, a lot of people around me, they know, oh, Dolapo sings, whatnot, but I, you know, the kind of personality I have, I could be very chill and just laid back and, it is what it is, but Tomide was on my neck. And, Tomide will remind me, you're gifted, you're blessed, you're anointed. God has given you this gift. Don't just hide it under the table. So it has really taught me that God has given me something and it's okay to celebrate it and let people know what
Yeah.
you have.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to come from a standpoint of arrogance, but you
Yes.
have to know who you are and
Yes.
let who you are be a reflection in terms of how you interpret your songs as well. So
Yes.
I'm grateful. Um, I just used to hide in my shell, lead praise and worship songs and whatnot. But
Yes.
um, ooh, hearing my and yeah, another thing is I never liked listening to my recording. Like I might record a song, but playing it and me listening to myself singing. I feel like we are our greatest critics. We will
Yes.
always, I would listen to a part of a song maybe that I recorded just on my phone randomly, and I'll say, "Huh, I don't like this part. I don't like that part."
Yeah.
But listening to the song, I'm comfortable, and it's the
Yes.
message. Not necessarily. It's way beyond how my voice sounds, how
Yes.
strong or how bad it is. It's not about that. It's about the message.
Yeah.
So I started focusing more on the message I'm trying to pass across, and
Yeah.
I dig the song.
Wow, no, that's really really amazing, really amazing. I'm just looking through the chat, and they're saying there's some feedback. I think it's from your end. You're not using headphones, are you? You're
No,
not.
I'm
Okay,
not.
okay. But it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to you, Dolapo,
Thank
for
you.
being here for just yielding yourself. I'm so blessed, and everyone in Newspring Music is so blessed to partner with you, and Newspring Church is so blessed to partner with you. I hope everyone listens to it, and I'm sure there'll be many more collaborations. And I just wanted to prophesy over your life that this season you're stepping into greatness, and it's stepping into doing what God has called you to do, using all the gifteds and all the talents that God has put on the inside of you,
Amen.
to proclaim God's message, and that will bring you to a place of greatness. So thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I really
Yeah,
appreciate it. I love you
awesome,
guys. Thank you so much.
awesome. Thank you, Dolapo. Talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Bye. Everybody, please go follow Dolapo. Follow her on her Instagram. You can grab it from here. Awesome, awesome. So I'm going to talk to a few more people. Please let's appreciate Delapo. Appreciate her. Thank you guys for being here. So grateful that you guys could join in. So I'm going to invite someone really, 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 really special. Um, so I'm going to bring up Dami Lawal. Mufi Followa Lawal. Let's see here. She was one of the co-writers of my rock. Okay, let's do this. It's gonna be exciting. And then afterwards, we'll bring our producer up, and so much wisdom is gonna be shared from this platform.
Hi.
Hello, how are you
Sorry to
doing?
have feedback. I can't help much of anything, but I'm so
No problem.
excited.
No problem. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you for. I know you're busy. I know you have a lot of things going on, but thank you for being here.
Of course.
Dami Lola was actually partnered with myself to write, and we have two other gentlemen that really really contributed to the writing of the song, and I wanted to celebrate you guys. So Paul Akindole was
Yes, Paul.
instrumental Like the idea, actually the idea of the song came from him. Really, it came from him.
Mhm.
And yeah, he's super talented. Just with the way he thinks and the way he plays
Oh,
music.
with the
We
vibes
were
always.
the vibes. You know what happened? We were in a rehearsal and we just had times where like I know all my music people will understand. There are times where you're trying to rehearse something and then you just have downtime and then you start just jamming something and like he just started this nice beat. I was like, okay. Um, so he started this beat, and then I started. I was like, the first thing that came to my mind was like the like the chorus. So I just play like that. I play like a little progression on the keyboard, and then we also had Chooks in the rehearsal that day, and Chooks just started, "You are my rock." I was like, oh. Everybody was like, "Oh,"
You're
and
like,
you
let's
know what?
go.
From that first minute, I knew, and not only me, everybody there could sense that we have something, we have something special here. From that moment, we knew that this song was like super, super, super powerful. But the funniest thing, the thing that amazes me the most, this was like 5 years ago.
I didn't even know
Something we
this.
had an idea 5 years ago. We had an idea 5 years ago. The reality is just coming out today
The
in
minute.
2021. And that's what life, and sometimes that's how life is. You have ideas and it's so raw today, but tomorrow it could be it could be the biggest thing out there. So yeah. So that was like that was how everything started. But anyways, I have Dami here. Dami was super instrumental to in making the song what it is today. So after we wrote the chorus. It took 5 minutes to write the chorus. We wrote the chorus, and that night on my way home, I was thinking about it. I'm like, this song. There's something about this song. No, I think it was at the rehearsal. I actually got the bridge, um, the end, that says like my shield, strong tower, that part. I think I got that like one time, like in 1 minute, I got all that. So right, so we have this nice chorus and we have this nice chant at the end, but we're like, we need to tell a story, and we knew what we're trying to say, but we just didn't know how to say, right? So Dami comes in, and I was like, actually, I was talking to everybody about the song. I was talking to almost everybody about the song. So I bugged Dami, and Dami was like, I don't even know. Dami was like, okay, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. We talked about the idea to the song, and I don't even know. You need to tell us. You need to tell us. But before you do, just give us a 30-second intro, like about yourself, just so some people might not know you on this live.
Uh, okay, awesome. My name's Dami. Some people know me as Mofian. Um, I'm currently in school. I was in Hamilton for 3 years, one of the best 3 years of my life. One of the toughest ones, but also one of the most incredible ones. Got stretched, got to know myself a lot more. Didn't even know I cared about songwriting. But this guy over here, you can't run into this guy and not find something awesome about yourself. So that's kind of how that went down. Um, like literally, what first few weeks in Hamilton is like, uh, do you write songs? I'm like, who asks that? But then I was like, I dabble, but I will not call that something I do, right? And then like usually with practice, by the end of practice, it's always like that little time for somebody to, do his thing on the keys and see what comes up, right? And so I think it was after a conference or something we messed with like the my shield part, like he was alluding to the chat part, and I was like, okay, this is a vibe, but again, I didn't deep it. Um, but wait, I'm supposed to be talking about myself. I don't know how I got into the song, but yes, I love choir stuff. I love music. Somebody made me think of music more than something I consume, um, to something that I can actually contribute towards.
Yes.
Creating, and that's like a big part, that I'm so grateful that I found or discovered, um, within those past 3 years. Let's see. I've always liked writing, like a little bit, just writing my thoughts, whether that be journaling. It was mostly journaling till this whole, again, the last 3 years saga and like actually sharing what I'm writing. Um, I like words, they're cool, playing with them, really thinking about what they mean. So I
Hmm.
feel like, I mean, after so many years, it just kind of, I guess, got into, yeah, it just kind of showed how it could be used in this regard. So that
Yeah,
was kind of awesome. Um, yeah, what else about myself? Yeah, that's it. That's all that's coming to mind right now.
that's a very
But yeah.
good point. That's a very good point. You made a good point. Everybody, like the way I see music, and I always try to. I don't sometimes I don't say it out explicitly, but I always emphasize it in a weird way. I don't know. Sometimes I'm weird, but everybody has something to contribute. Everybody has something to contribute. I always tell musicians and singers the same thing. You have something to contribute. Now, a lot of the young talented young musicians right now in this time and this age, what I've seen is that there's in terms of talent, in terms of abilities, the young people now they are next level. Like people that sing, people that especially people that play instruments, right? The reason is that the guys that are older, the guys that are in their 40s and 50s now, when they were younger, they didn't have all the internet, they didn't have all the resources, but they made sure that they contributed, they made sure that they left a legacy for the next generation to stand on, right? So for you and I, we need to do the same thing. We need to leave a legacy so that the younger ones coming would have something to
Hmm.
stand on. And so we have to, everybody just has, not everybody, but we tend to have this consumer mindset, consume, consume, consume.
Hmm.
But we forget that if somebody didn't make that effort to
Hmm.
make what you're consuming available, you wouldn't have anything to consume. So, and
Hmm.
it's the same thing with ministry.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to, oh, minister to
Hmm.
me, make me feel
Bless me.
good, make me feel good.
Yeah.
But there's a blessing in you actually serving others. Everybody wants to be served, um,
Hmm.
but we need to have that mindset of
Hmm.
serving, of legacy. Anyways, that being said, Dami, I want you to tell me what did you learn from the writing process?
Um, I learned
What did you
that
learn?
for one, it's a process. So rarely do you like just sit and bang it all out. It comes in many parts, I guess. Um, so like they said, they started this 5 years ago. I wasn't there 5 years ago. I didn't know Restoration Voices or Restoration House 5 years ago. I didn't know Newspring 5 years ago. Um,
Hey, Dami, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, Demi, we can't hear you well. I think it's just her internet. I think it's her internet. But can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you now. but I think there's a little bit of a lag. Can you hear me? Oh, there's a little bit of a lag here. Um, how about this, Dami? Um, why don't you go off and let me re-invite you? Let's do that. Let me re-invite. Okay. Let me see if I can do that. We apologize for that. It's getting interesting. Anyways, I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining. Thank you for joining. Let me bring Demi back up here. All right. Bringing Demi up.
Hi, sorry
Hey, it's better. It's
guys.
much better now. It's much better.
You
So you
don't
have
want
to
to
re
know
you
where
have
I
to
am. I have to speak slowly.
no, just start re-answer that question.
Can you imagine? Okay. So I don't really know where I cut out, but I was saying a big part of what I learned was it's a process. I think was the first thing I had. So it sometimes it can come out
Yes.
once. That's awesome, but it is a process. I was saying how I didn't know most of the people who wrote the song 5 years ago, but then I just kind of
Yeah.
came in, heard about what it was. There's beauty in working in like-minded people. There's beauty in people who are
Yes.
pursuing excellence. There's beauty in people who are
Yes.
talented and are seeking ways to use that for awesomeness. I was
Yes.
saying, yeah, like I wasn't when some of the lyrics came. I wasn't even in Hamilton. I was like in Alberta, and I was like, "Yo, Tommy, I figured it out." And like it was like some rusty guitar playing. I was like, I haven't even touched this guitar in years, but this because of course Tommy wasn't there. So I was like this is it, and like it just got me all excited.
Yeah.
Um, I was also saying I learned through this process that this is of course one of the ways God speaks to me, words, lyrics. I didn't deep it before. I didn't mess with it that much until like, Hamilton and
Yeah.
Tubby's drive and like vision and passion and just like, what do you think? What do you think? Tubby's curiosity. How about that? Like sometimes I forget about it. Tubby can be like, so tell me about that song. What do you think about this song? So just things like that. So I learned um, all those things about myself. I will learn all
Yeah.
those things about who God is. I also
Yeah.
learned about the beauty and simplicity. So again, like this thing, like he said, my rock came up, but like we say all these names of God, and we don't really think about what they mean. Especially if you've been church,
Yeah.
you've been in church for time. It's like okay, yeah, you're Jehovah
Yeah.
Shammah, Jehovah Nissi, you're God Abana, you are a great. It's only provider that we really think about. But my rock, I had to actually really think, like, okay, what does that even mean to me?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, just having to be introspective as a group,
Yeah.
as an individual, that was nice. Like that was really beneficial to me through this process. I hope I answered
Wow.
that question properly.
You did. And something that really, really struck me from what you said, when you talked about the beauty and simplicity, and you talked about how sometimes we see all these things and we don't really know what they mean, or we don't really think about what they mean. There's a scripture that I recently like. I've known the scripture before, and I think I understand what the scripture is saying, but I recently saw it like this past week, and I think it's Second Peter 1:2. I believe it says that grace and peace be multiplied to you through your knowledge of God. So essentially, to break that down, it's saying that your knowledge of God will will affect how much of grace and peace that you can access, really, right? So for us, young people in church, and we know all these things, but we don't really understand or think about or weigh the gravity of some of the things that we say. We need to stop and like investigate and try to understand what does it mean? What does the scripture mean? And what does that mean? And in that, in understanding what the scriptures mean, rightly dividing what the scriptures mean, you would have the correct perception of God, and really you can receive from God when you know God, like when you have the right perception of God. If you have the wrong perception of God, it can hinder how you receive from God. So grace and peace is be multiplied to you through your knowledge of God. And I think that in the song My Rock, we talked about all the different we talked about the different aspects, or we talked about the different things that God does and why He's our rock. We just felt that there was a need to really emphasize that. There's a need to really think about that, and that's one of the things that we want every listener to pick up. Every time you listen to the song, pause and think about why God is your rock. Danny, are you there? It's a little bit, your signal strength is a little bit. Uh, let me do that. Thank you everybody for joining. I think I see Paul on. Shout out to you, man, Paul. Shout out to you. I mentioned that Paul was very instrumental, one of the co-writers of this song, Paul and Chooks. Thank you guys. Dami, we need to get you up here. Where are you? Let's try to get Dami back. Let's get you back here. Wow. Appreciate everybody for being on this live. If you haven't checked out our single,
I'm
please
sorry.
check it out. Go on our bio and find the link. No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. Anyways, so let me throw that question to you. What do you, as one of the writers of the song, what do you want people that listen to the song to take away?
Yes, fuck West and prayers for my internet. One, one of the big takeaways is that I want people to actually go back home and think about their favorite attribute of God. It changes per season, right? Um, in some seasons, He's my defender. Or if there was a time a lot of people were watching a Mount Zion movie and Olugbeja was like the big thing, like defender. And like just really think about what that means to you. Um,
Yeah,
you could take, or you could challenge yourself every month, think about a new attribute of God and really deep what that means. Because I would
yeah,
say, like, without this exercise, I didn't really thought about what the rock meant. Like, okay, yeah, the rock, but like, what does that mean? And it's
yeah,
through that process that things like, oh, I can run there when I'm scared or when I'm anxious. Um, he's a fortress built for me. It's a hiding place for
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Um, and then just like thinking about, why he is God and just
yeah,
new ways to worship God. So I think
right.
that's a big thing I want people to take away with this. Really listen to the lyrics. Of course, the tune is a bomb. It's
Yeah,
mad vibes. So, I mean, I'll forgive you if you spend the first month just jamming out to the vibes. But after that, maybe month two, your, binge month two, just look into like the lyrics, really think
yeah,
about what that means to you, who God is to you. Um, yeah, and if you even have ideas that you want to write lyrics based on who God means to you, I'm sure Tommy will find a way to hook you up
yes,
because, yeah, he's there for
yes.
all these things all the time. But yeah, that's like a big takeaway.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yes.
And Jesus is our rock. This month I'm reading the book of Psalms. I challenge myself to read the book of Psalms. I know it's very long. I always try to run away from it, but I'm reading the book of Psalms this month, and it was incredibly surprising to me how much of that word rock is used, especially in David's section. So the book of Psalms was written by the seven different authors, right? Solomon was one. Moses actually wrote one song. There was someone called Asaph, and then David wrote majority. He wrote like half of the Psalms, right? So so um, he was always talking about rock, rock, rock. Many Psalms, and I was thinking about it. Why? Why? Like rock is like imagery for the strength of God, It's imagery for the consistency of God. It's imagery for the dependency, or yeah, that God is dependent. It's imagery,
Dependability. Yeah.
dependability. Yes, yes, you're
Yeah.
an MD. You, yes. So it's imagery
Bye.
for those things.
Mhm.
So Jesus Christ is our rock. All of us that believe in Him, we just have to lean on the rock. We have to
Mhm.
lean on the rock. There's no point. There's no point believing in Him and not leaning on Him. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, we have to take advantage of it. Life is hard. Life is hard. There's challenges every time, every season. In fact, what you're praying for, when you get it, there'll be challenges that will come with
There's
it.
the new one.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
as young people, we will go through challenges. Let's lean on the rock. Let's just depend on God, and that's what this message is saying. Like, He's our shield. He's our healer. When sick, sometimes sickness will come. To your body, depend on Him that He has healed us 2,000 years ago, and just stay on there. Wow, so much wisdom, Dami. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I want to say thank you to you for your help.
Sure.
Thank you for pouring into this song, and I know it was a lot. We spent a lot of time going back and forth, but man, I'm so proud of what we what we've come up with, and I
Yeah.
also
Thank
wanted
you.
to give a shout out again to Paul and Chooks. Thank you guys
Yes.
for your contribution. And there's a lot of people behind the scenes, and I'll talk about the credits later on. Um, Actually, maybe I should do that now before I bring Sean
Yeah.
up. Yeah, a lot of people worked hard. So this song, we collaborated. That's another thing I learned.
Mhm.
Collaboration is life. Many
Mhm.
times you think you know it all, you think that you can do it all. There's people out there that are talented, gifted, that can do, that have done what you're doing, and you just need to collaborate. And I think we need to, even as a church, we need to. That's what Newspring Music is about. We're collaborating with people, young people that have the talent in music. So collaboration, man. Everybody needs to
Mhm.
really, really think about that. So I wanted to give a shout out to those that have supported. First of all, we have a team of people. The Newspring Music team. They've been working hard for the last couple of months, just making sure that things work. So I want to give a shout out to them. I want to give a shout out to Dolapo for the lead. So it's writers, myself, Dami, yourself, Troops, and Paul. Thank you guys, and then our producers. We're going to talk to Sean in a minute. But yeah, the Dream Universe Music Group, Sean Samuels and Kirk and all these guys, they're amazing, phenomenal musicians and producers. Yeah, so thank you. Marcus Walker played keyboard on this song and played piano and did a lot of the arrangements. So thank you guys for this. Godwin Hillary from Nigeria. Hughes play. Thank you, man, for being super talented producer for being on this song. We had Tarek Henry and Hope and Jamal on background vocals. Thank you guys um, for pouring into this. Rob was on drums. I believe he lives in the States. Really, really good stuff. Thank you, Kemi Siala from Toronto. Thank you for bass. Really good stuff. And then we had Donnie on guitar, and Christian Stillwater Productions did the mixing. I also want to give a shout out to Obiora Image Studios. He did
Woo.
the design
Graphic
of
designer
the
of
graphic
life.
designer of the cover, the album cover, or the single cover. Amazing stuff. Thank you. We searched like a lot. We searched around a lot, and thank you for coming through. Also, we had help from Daniel Ojo, psalmist graphics. He did some of the additional graphics. Thank you. So see, the team is like huge.
Teamwork makes the
Yeah,
dream work, baby.
exactly. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody that worked hard.
And our
Use
publicists,
Oh yeah,
Papa and Squad.
yes, the squad, Fopsy, Fee, Samuel, Ebon, thank you guys, man, for working really hard, and thank you to Newspring Church because Newspring Church paid for all this, all the resources. We spent a lot of money, so yeah, we're so grateful to everybody. Thank you, Dami. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna talk to Sean for just a few minutes. Sean was our producer, so please, you guys stay. You guys need to hear this guy. He's feel like he has so much wisdom. So let me see if I can get Sean on here. Dami, thank you. Talk to you later. All right, I'll try to bring Sean up. I hope I can get Sean here. Sean here? All right, I'm gonna bring Sean.
Hey,
Hey, Sean.
what's going on, brother?
Good, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Just had to
Wow.
uh, steal away from the baby. She's
From the
downstairs
baby,
crying.
yeah, yeah. How's she doing?
She's great, man. How are you? How are
Yeah.
you guys? Congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's busy, but it's good.
That's dope.
It's
Congrats.
busy. Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah, yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Awesome, man. Sean, thank you. How do you feel?
Man, I feel good, man. It's a long time coming. But it
Yes.
was well worth it. Well
Yes,
worth
it
the wait.
was.
Um,
Yes.
the thing about production and music is
Yes.
it sometimes it takes a little bit more time to make sure
Yes.
it's right.
Yes.
I know one thing that we're used to is just like rushing these things, and for me it was just
Yeah.
like, nah, let's take our time, make sure
Yeah.
it sounds right, make sure the right people are on it, make sure we collaborate. I heard you talking about collaboration, and that's like, I live off of collaboration because
Yes.
I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses, and it's very important as people that we know our strengths and weaknesses, because it doesn't make sense
Exactly.
that we try to do things that we're not strong at when there's people,
Mm,
when we have brothers and sisters that can handle the job. I'm a
exactly.
drummer and I didn't play on the song, so it just
Exactly.
shows like I could have played it, but I know there's somebody else that could bring a different interpretation, a different swagger, a different idea to
Yes.
the song. So I got Rob
Yes.
to play, and I think that's just how I work. That's who I am as a
Hmm.
person. It's like I don't care about the flash and being in the spotlight, and that stuff doesn't mean much to me. It's really just
Yeah.
about the product and giving God the glory.
Absolutely. And I think that's something I learned from you.
Hmm.
Like if there's someone better, if there's someone that's better that has like the ability to get the job done,
Hmm.
um, like by all means like go for that. And it's very interesting that we do that or we did that for this song. But
Hmm.
in the Bible in First Corinthians 12,
Hmm.
Paul was talking about like there's different parts of the body, right?
Hmm.
And he was emphasizing the same thing that you know what, let the hand be the hand,
Hmm.
let the head, like the head be the head, and collaborate. But every part is important, right? And look at what we have today. Like really,
Exactly.
all the feedback I've received from this song is like this is amazing. Like you guys, you, you,
Wow.
you put in
Glory
you
to
put in the
God.
work. Yeah. So yeah, I'm so grateful. And I just wanted to say thank you, man. Thank you for, I know it was a long time, a lot of work. But yeah, I'm super happy and we're super happy with what we have today. So yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you for the hard work that you put into this. I,
Oh,
I I knew it was a
appreciate it.
great song right off the bat, but I didn't.
Hmm.
I just I remember I just texted you, hey, we have this song. I wanted to hear what you
Yeah.
what you what you what you what you think about the song. So I didn't really
Yeah.
put like hype it. I just said, hey, we
Hmm.
have this song that we're working on, blah 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 blah, and I sent it to you, and you told me, yeah, it's a good song. We can work with that. I was like, okay. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, that's what I thought. And yeah, when you and the team just kind of took what we had and started to work on it, like it took a different turn for good.
Yeah.
So
It's like big shout out to Marcus Walker. I'm not sure if you guys, hopefully you guys um, see his name on the credits as well.
yes,
He was a very important piece to this puzzle. He actually, him and myself, we arranged it, but he laid down the foundation. And I sent him the song like, yo, Marcus, let me see what you think on this. And he sent it back, and I was just like, wow, let's change up this part, let's add this part, move this around. But it was Marcus Walker really did the job, and then from there the song just started to blossom into what it is today. And literally the song took us, because I remember we were doing the session for another song that Newspring hopefully drops, and that's when I got the aux.
I remember.
From Godwin. He sent it back, and I played it out, and I remember Tom Day's like, wait, what song is this? Right? So it's honestly a collaborative. I cannot take all the credit. I can't. Like, it's not in me to do it because it's not right. There's so many hands that were in this pot. Like Tommy Day, like him, his ideas, me bouncing off. One thing I'll say about Tommy Day, like one of the most humble, like, people that I've ever met in my life. Like, the easiest person to work with, the easiest person to talk to. I mean, we were on conversations and like we're supposed to talk about something, but we're talking about life. And but it shows his character. So I want to big up Tommy Day first before even, because he's really amazing man of God, like just consistent. And especially in today's time, I know I'm going off real, but especially in today's time when you can't find consistent people, when I do find consistent, I hold on to them tight. And Tommy Day is like, he's not just a friend, but he's a brother, a really good brother of mine, and I honor him in that. But like, honestly, it wouldn't have worked without everyone putting their all in it. And like the arrangement to the bass, to the additional keyboards, to the guitar, to all these things, it's everyone putting their foot in it and their hand in it. So
absolutely,
it was really amazing.
Amazing stuff. I see Kemi just joined the live. Shout out to Kemi. He played bass
Shout out to Kemi
on there, and I see Dwayne Wade joined. Shout out to Dwayne for just always inspiring the younger guys. Dwayne is also a bass player from Toronto.
Amazing bass player.
Yes, inspired like a whole bunch of us. Sean, I have a question. There's a lot of people that have ideas. Some of them is just musical ideas. So they have songs, they record it on their voice note, but they don't know where to go from idea stage. And this is not limited to music. Sometimes it's books, sometimes it's just content. And I wanted you to speak to those people. How can they go about developing that idea from just its raw state to like to a finished product that can be published? How can they go about that?
So it all depends on when we talk about how do we finish something, it depends on what the roadblock is. If the roadblock is fear, that's a whole nother story. Because again, fear is something that's crippling. Like it's like it locks you up. So fear is that thing. I feel like you just gotta do it. You gotta push past fear. I know that's a cliche that we always say, push past fear, and people are tired of hearing it. But honestly, that's really what it is. You have to look on the other side. I know we think in our minds, with fear, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? We think about the worst possible thing. Nobody's going to listen to it. Nobody's going to like it. Nobody's whatever. That's the fear. But I challenge each and every person that if fear is the thing that you're dealing with, I challenge you to think on the good thing of it coming out. I think of the relief of it coming out. Think of, even if it's the one person that it's going to bless. I think in our minds and today, because social media is so stupid and ridiculous, and like I hate it, but I know it's one of the means in my field that I have to use. But we look at numbers and we equate success to numbers right out the gate. If this song blessed one person, if Tommy Day told me like, Sean, only one person said this song was amazing, it did its job. Period. And I think if we start looking at things through that scope, I feel like we'll do a lot more. But we're always sizing ourselves up with people. Always sizing ourselves up with the other artist that dropped today, or the other person that wrote that book, or the other person that whatever. So that's the fair part. The other end of it is plan. I feel like one thing that we don't do well is plan. Yes, you can have $1 million idea, but if you have a $10 plan, it'll be a $5 execution. So like that's how I look at it. So it's important that you plan. So if you have a book, you need to do your research. What are the means? What are the avenues? Who are people that I can contact? If you have a song that you want to do, what are the means? Myself, I'm big on helping people. And for me, it's just like, if you have a song and you can't afford a Newspring budget or a big budget, then there's other ways you can do it. There's other ways that you can put it out. There's SoundCloud. There's other means. Maybe you don't need the full shebang. Maybe it's just you get a piano player, an acoustic player, and you just do it that way. Just get the thing out. I think what it is, we want to, especially if it's one of our first things that we're doing, we want to go hit a home run. I mean, if you look at some of the best artists, again, sometimes it's the 6th album, the 7th album, the 8th album. We look at Travis Green now. We see Travis Green, Todd Delaney now, but have you guys listened to their first stuff that they dropped? Travis Green stuff was hard to listen to, his first album. Ty Tribbett, do you guys remember his first album? Nobody's listening to that, right? But these guys started to blow off of their second, third, fourth single. Not even album, single. Like, you know what I mean? So it's really just about each and every person finding the plan of knowing what you want to do, and then finding a plan. Do your research. Go on. Everything is online. We have access to the world on our phones.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have access to that, there's people that around you that you can ask, and maybe that person knows somebody, and that person knows somebody, and then there's a chain. Again, I don't know everything. That's why I surround myself with people that know what I don't know, so that I don't have to, and then I can learn from them. I can learn that skill. A lot of things as well is like, we got to learn how to learn. Like, a lot of us don't know how to learn, and this is why we can't really push things the way we want to push them, because we're just stuck on, okay, but this is all I know. That's the problem. That's all you know. But if you really push yourself and get yourself out and talk to the right people, then definitely these are ways that you can get the things out. I can really speak for music. If it's an avenue, my Instagram is here. Hit me up if you guys have any question on how to get it out. Like, ask Tommy Day. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here for the fame. It's really just about, if I want to see people be their best them. Like, be your best you, because that's what the kingdom needs. The kingdom needs everybody to be functioning at their maximum capacity, because right now, like, we're in a stage where the world is trying to tear down the kingdom.
Absolutely.
But everybody has to be themselves, and we need everybody to operate in their maximum capacity. So with music, just get it out. There's other ways. It doesn't have to be a big shebang. It doesn't have to be that. It could just be a guitar and you singing in a mic, and you just do it. Budget for it. If you don't have the budget, talk to people. And it's really just you coming out of the thinking of, I have to do this by myself. I think we have to throw that idea away that, I have to do it by myself, and it needs to be, I have people around me. I have parents, I have friends, I have wives, I have husband, whatever it is. I have cousins that they know my gift and they understand my gift, and maybe they can invest in my gift. And but if you keep your mouth locked, nobody's gonna know that you have this need and want. The kingdom needs everybody's voice to be heard, and it's important that you do your best to push that out.
Absolutely. Everybody has something to contribute. And I really like what you said. We need to learn how to learn. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's important. That's what school does to us, really. School doesn't teach us stuff. They just teach
Mm,
us how to learn.
that's good.
And for you to be a doctor, for you to be an engineer, you need to go through like that program. Like all the stuff I
Yep.
learned in school, I don't remember, but it's like a system.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to be aware of that. And I see for Quest comments, the kingdom needs everyone's voice. That's absolutely true. Everybody,
Mm-hmm.
we need to step. We need to step up, and that's what Newspring Church is a youth and young adults church
Mm-hmm.
that we started, and we're online, but we want to do things differently. We want to make sure that we're building young people that will really go into the different spheres of influence and make an impact. And so
Mm-hmm.
all of this, that's why we're talking about this. We're talking about the importance of collaboration, of learning how to
Mm-hmm.
learn, the importance of excellence, and all these things would help us to really make a difference and leave a legacy for the generation
Mm-hmm.
that's coming behind. So yeah, I'm so glad that we had this conversation. And
Absolutely. And one thing I'll say, like with my story, that
yes,
if this means anything and helps somebody, in my family, I was the least likely to be producing music. Right?
really,
I was the least likely.
why
If
do
you
you say
guys,
that? Why did you think that?
because my brothers are animals when it comes down to their craft. Like, man, I wish I could play like my little brother.
Oh yeah,
I wish. I
O'Shane
wish.
is crazy.
Like he on everything, bass, drums, whatever. So with me, it was literally my passion for it. Um, and 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 it's not to toot my own horn, but I succeeded and superseded my own expectations in regards to music. Right?
Wow.
I know I'm not the best drummer. I don't try to be, but to see me getting calls and being out there and then actually having new being able to produce new spring music, it's it's a testimony that if you put your mind to it,
Yeah,
if you throw away the fear of it, if you stop caring what people say, because I
yeah,
still deal with that. I'm still I'm still dealing with it. I'm still fighting it, but it's a testimony to see, yo, if you don't worry about what other people have to say about you and the other, then you could do what I do and better than what I do. Any young producers, artists, singers in here, you could do musicians, you could do better than me. But it's just you have to come out of yourself and really, one, put God first as well, but as well, and that goes without saying, but as well, just push past what everyone is says. In my early days of playing drums, I was kicked off the drums many times. I was like, I remember I was on a gig and the MD subbed me out the gig. I went through all these things as a young musician, but there's two ways I could have went to it. I could have said, yo, I quit, forget drums,
yeah.
forget music, whatever. But the other way was just like, no. I remember in the shower, I prayed to God and I'm like, God, from this day forward, I'm going to be making the calls. I'm going to be doing this. And I determined in my mind to do that. And it's not in a cockery, so hear my heart, but
Yeah.
it's for you to really command yourself.
Yes.
Like, command yourself. I think we fear talking to ourselves. No,
Yes.
command yourself, and with the God that we serve,
Yes.
if we're all serving the same God, I know my God, He delivers, right? And
Absolutely.
I've seen Him do it. I've seen Him do it with my family, with my wife, with my child. I seen Him do it all. So there's nothing that can stop you. And no matter what it is, production, music, arts, schooling, um,
Yes.
whatever you put your mind to, like, you can accomplish it. But that
Absolutely.
essentially that's what it is.
Wow. 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 Awesome, man. Awesome. So great to have you, man. Thank you for
Absolutely
your hard
appreciate you.
work on this song. For those that haven't like listened to the song, please you can go if you just go on Newspring Hamilton's
Hmm.
Instagram page. we have in our bio a link that would send you to all the different platforms. It's called My Rock, and it's our first single. And essentially, what we're
Amazing.
doing, Newspring Church is a youth and young adults church. We started a record label, and essentially, what
Wow.
we're doing is we're trying to collaborate because we don't have all the talent. We're a small group for now.
Mhm.
We're trying to collaborate with different people that have
That's
like
amazing.
the gift like singing, and producing and writing and all the other stuff,
Yep.
right? So we have a little bit of a platform. We're trying to look for work with people, especially those that don't have that platform yet. We'll
Wow.
collaborate and see how can we get this done, and that's exactly what we did with this song, and yeah, we're gonna take it one step at a time, and we'll go from there, and we're hoping that it'll go big, it'll go and really impact
Hmm.
other people. We don't
It
have a
will.
big budget, but the little that we're able to do, we'll try and do it,
And
and we'll do it
that's what
we'll
it's
do it
about.
excellently. Yes,
Amen. And that's big.
awesome.
Like, and I'll end with that. Whatever you have, use it. Period.
Yes,
I feel like, again, we may not have the $50,000 budget, but if you plan well, you have the right team around you, um, you can make it sound like $50,000. Again, my rock,
absolutely.
my rock was done remotely. I've never met the musicians in person. The engineer, I've never met him in person. Everything was remotely, and everything is managing. Last thing, managing relationships, and that's what it's
Yes.
about. And that's how we got here. Managing relationships. You don't know
Wow.
who you're gonna walk past. You don't know who you're gonna be. Just be good. Be good.
Absolutely. Managing relationships and managing ideas. Because my
That's
rock
good.
was something that came up. Honestly, it was just out of the blues. We weren't. It wasn't a writing session. It was
Mm,
something else, and we just said, "Hey, that's a great idea," and we managed that idea. And look at what's out there today. And you're
amazing.
absolutely right. I think the world is virtual now, and
Hmm.
so everything is done remotely, and so we need to get comfortable with that.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, Sean, thanks. You've dropped a lot of good
Oh
stuff.
goodness.
I'm so glad we had this conversation, and thank you for your hard
Absolutely.
work on this
Absolutely.
song. Um, I hope you have a great weekend.
You
Thank you,
too.
man. Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay. All right, people. Thank you guys for being a part of today's conversation. I just wanted to let you know that we have a listening party, remote virtual listening party. Going to be on Zoom. So go on our bio. Just follow Newspring Hamilton, and you see all the details. It's going to be on Sunday. I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is after our service. So Newspring Church, sorry, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Newspring Church. We're Youth and Young Adults Church. We have services on Zoom. All those details, you can find it on our page. Our services are from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And then after our service this Sunday, we will just have a chill listening party for My Rock. It's our first single. Please show us love. Help follow, support, buy it on iTunes, buy it on Spotify, or download it on Spotify, and like it on YouTube, comments, just help us get this message all around the world. Um, so yeah, so glad you could join us. Please help share this live. We talked about a lot of really good nuggets, and please follow Newsprint Hamilton. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend, and if you're able to join us on Sunday, see you there, and take care.